Hey, I'm NichBoy and welcome to Pocket for Tuesday, the 24th of May. Today on the show, a hands-on, a poker gift, and finding the right one for you. It's me. Alright, here's what's been making headlines, and first up, E3 is going public, but not with my nude photos, thank God. E3 Live 2016 was announced overnight on the official E3 website. It's a free public access event which will be taking place just down the road from the LA Convention Center where the traditional E3 is being held. But at this point, pretty much everything is taking place just down the road from E3. The standalone hands-on event will run from Tuesday the 14th to Thursday the 16th of June, just like its industry-focused cousin. There's no word on exactly what will be there, but the website promises opportunities to test drive select gadgets, games, and gear, entertainment in the form of live music and dance competitions, and interactive experiences with real humans and virtual ones. And speaking of fake humans I want to kiss, Nathan Drake has been manhandled by millions of humans. It's not really up here, it's more down here. Sony announced that Uncharted 4: A Thief's End has become the fastest selling PS4 first-party title to date in North America, with sales of the game surpassing 2.7 million units in the first week. The Talos Principle is getting a sequel! Developer Crow Team confirmed that they're working on a follow-up game to the 2014 first-person puzzler. To be fair, it was more of an acknowledgement than an official press release, as the Crow Team Twitter account retweeted a blogger who was quoting a Crow Team employee because that's the world we live in. And it's a sad, sad anniversary today. On the 24th of May 2006, Valve announced Half-Life 2 Episode 3 as part of the expanded story for the Half-Life sequel. Half-Life 2 launched at the end of 2004. 18 months later, Half-Life 2 Episode 1 dropped, and the world rejoiced. Jump forward another 18 months to the release of Half-Life 2 Episode 2, and the world again rejoiced. Another 18 months pass, but Episode 3 is nowhere to be seen, and the world mourned forevermore. Build a bridge, Half-Life truthers! Alright, that's it for the news. Let's move on now to Thing of the Day.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thing of the day is go.
Alright, here's what's been making headlines. Look quite fabulous. You do look fabulous. A Cleveland police officer has donated his Pokemon trading card collection to a young boy who had his stolen. 9-year-old Bryce had his collection snatched while walking down a street, and Officer Grotenroth has since donated his personal collection to Bryce, saying, "It's a priceless item, but it's better to see someone else smile." The donated collection even included a rare ancient Mew card. Gotta serve and protect them all.
Thing of the day is go.
Alright, here's what's been making headlines. Look quite fabulous. You do look fabulous. I'm joined now by ABC3's Hex to discuss our talk through. Hello.
I'm on ABC2 as well. In fact, I was on ABC2 first.
Are you saying that ABC2 is more important than ABC3?
No, I'm just saying don't discount it.
Right, okay. I'm joined by ABC2 and 3's Hex to discuss our talk through, who comes in today from Matt Gosper, who says, "Your Far Harbor video, the Fallout 4 DLC, reminded me of my anger that the DLC still won't let me romance Nick Valentine, the Wasteland's premier robot boyfriend. When it comes to games with romance options, do you plan out who you want to end up with ahead of time so you can play accordingly, or do you play it by ear to see who you will end up with organically? And is there any game where you've wanted the option to end up with someone but it wasn't possible?" We'll start with the first part here. Do you plan out ahead of time who you want to hook up with in the games?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Who plays it by ear? Oh my gosh.
No one. What is this, life?
I know. You have an idea in your head of who you want to end up with, and you will meticulously make choices, to make sure that happens, right? That's what I do.
Yeah, and
for sure.
And the game that I've been most invested in a relationship where you can choose a relationship is The Witcher.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I'm a Yennefer man, and you're a Triss man.
We've had this conversation so many times. Forever Triss.
And the problem is, I don't know why I'm a Yennefer man. There's just something about it where I go, oh yeah, that's who I want Geralt to be with.
Maybe you have a type, and Yennefer is
It could
like
be that
your
I have a
type.
type. That could totally be it. But the problem is that a lot of the time in the game, I'm sitting there going, God, Triss seems nice. I really feel like I've probably made the wrong decision, but I need to stick to my guns. I actually, once I've decided that I'm going to romance someone, in a creepy stalker kind of way, there's no one else for me. I'm like single-minded about it.
Oh, me too. And also because like I'm so terrified that any like decision I make will jeopardize that end result. So like through The Witcher, like even though we've kind of established that Geralt is a bit of a ladies' man and he might, you know, he's not committed to anyone 100%.
Yeah.
Like any romance option that was, even when I went into like, you know, the prostitute house, what do you call that?
Brothel? Yeah.
The prostitute house. And then the ladies were like, you know, like we can, and I was like, no, I'm a Triss man.
Yeah, right.
And what was the name of the,
Are you thinking Kiara?
Kira Mintz?
Yeah, the witch, the blonde witch.
Didn't sleep with her.
So that was the one time I broke. Yeah, I know, I did it. We did it on the picnic rug by the river, and then she drugged me.
Yeah.
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 It was like high school
That's
all over
karma.
again.
I still got drugged.
Right. Oh, right. You get drugged regardless?
You get drugged regardless.
Ridiculous. Oh, well, at least I got a bang out of it. I guess.
But I felt better in myself for making the right decision.
And I actually felt
me.
really bad. I
Staying true.
felt really bad about that.
Yeah.
I wanted dialogue options to spill my guts to Yennefer, except she just was never around. I know I've made the wrong decision.
I'm pretty sure Gog, in our office, he tried to kind of hook up with both Yennefer and Triss at the end, and didn't end up with either of them.
Yeah. Well, I know there's an option. I can't remember which game it's in, but you can flirt with Yennefer and with Triss, and then at some point you can suggest a threesome, and then they start sort of like stripping down.
Yeah, right.
And then they tie you up and steal your clothes as a lesson to not suggest threesomes to just women that you like.
I remember as well being so invested in trying to make sure this Triss thing would happen. And there was a quest at one point where I was like, you know, there's your main like world-saving quest.
Yeah.
And there was another one of just like, go help Triss in her house.
Yeah.
And I was like, better do that now because I really want this Triss thing to work out.
Because if I save the world and she's not there, it's not worth it.
Right.
So this single-mindedness of going after someone, does this, and we don't need to go into detail, but for me, I go, this isn't how I approach relationships in life. Like, I don't have this thing of just like, there's this one person and I just need to hound them until they're with me. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that you can see all of the options in a game and then you make your decision?
I think it's because when I play a game, I'm playing through a fantasy experience for me. Like in many, even if it's like a zombie apocalypse, it's still my fantasy of what I would want a zombie apocalypse to be. And I want it to play out the way I would want it to play out.
And I want to share that with someone.
Yeah. And so I think, and then that's what kind of annoys me, I suppose, about like sort of Telltale games and story options where they kind of try and trick you a little bit because I'm so desperately trying to engineer a particular result that when it sort of flips around on me, I get really mad.
Yeah,
like, that's not, you know, taking me in the direction that I want this to go. This is my game, and I get to choose how it ends.
Yeah. I don't like when they pull that switcheroo as well. It's interesting, Matt talking about Fallout, where you can't romance Nick Valentine. That's interesting because you can romance pretty much everyone in Fallout, and you can have multiple partners in that game as well. And I feel like that for me, while I pursue people in these games, a lot of the time, I don't put as much importance on it as I do relationships in games like Uncharted, where it's been crafted. Because I think that there's something about like Fallout and Mass Effect and Dragon Age and all these games where you can pick relationships that I've yet to really find the game where when I pick a relationship, it has a meaningful impact on how those two characters then go forward. A lot of the time you can like cancel out a quest or something, but just there's not, I want to see changes in character behavior where like Commander Shepard is now just holding hands with someone for the rest of the game. Like they walk down the hallway and like they see each other and they give like a peck on the cheek and how they talk is...
I think it matters to you when you've invested in that particular character relationship and then you might have a situation later on where that character's in danger and then another character that you care about quite a lot but you aren't invested in a relationship with them and you have to choose between them and you're like, well, I like you both, but I really love you, and we banged once, so...
Yeah. That's
Soz. Other guy, you know.
So then, are there characters in games that you wished you could have, you know, started a relationship with?
Okay, so I tried so hard with Morrigan in Dragon Age. She would not sleep with me. And it was, like, again, that really annoying
I did sleep with Morrigan.
Yeah, everyone did.
Yeah.
She would not sleep with me.
Right.
And I tried so hard. And I think it was that, again, that conversation thing where, you know, like how you get approval or disapproval from them. And I would ask her all these questions about her life and her childhood, trying to be like, yeah, come on, I care about you and I care about your past. And then, you know, I would ask her a certain question thinking it was the right thing. And then she'd be like, how dare you ask me about that? That's so insensitive. And be like, disapprove -11. And I was like, what? No, I was just trying to... Oh, come on.
See, the problem...
And then she would be like...
The problem is you were playing way too needy. I was all standoffish
right.
and cool, and she was all intrigued.
Damn.
Yeah. For me, there haven't been too many characters where I go, I wish that, because like I said, I'm not always pursuing that. Weirdly enough, Persona 4, you have a lot of romance options in that game, but they're all women. You play as a male character, and they're all women that you can pursue. And I always felt like in Persona 4, the character's best friend, Yosake, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. You'll probably tell me that I'm wrong. They are best suited. Like, the guy's best friend are actually, like, I go, that's probably the best relationship, because, like, Chie's really cute and fun, but she's a little flighty, and Yukiko is just sort of, like, quite bland and empty. But you go, that guy, but the fact that, and I think it goes back to Matt's thing, where you go, oh, you've got, you know, same-sex relationships or whatever that sort of get dismissed a bit. I always wanted them to hook up because they seemed like they would be so good together.
Yeah, I always get drawn to some of the female characters in games, particularly like Liara in Mass Effect, because she came from this like planet of like women.
Yeah.
She always just seemed like a really exciting kind of force of nature, and I was like, that seems awesome. Also Edie, because I was like,
Yep.
what is love with a robot?
I ended up having sex with Jack in Mass Effect.
Yeah, okay.
And it was kind
Were
of,
you playing
it was hate sex.
femshep or
Yeah.
a dude?
Yeah, femshep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it was kind of just hate sex, and then we just parted ways.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The one that was probably the weirdest for me was Hatterful Boyfriend, you know, which is the pigeon dating sim.
Yeah, right.
Because
Oh,
you get
of
to a
course.
point where you take that really seriously, and you're like, okay, so, and I was trying to think about if I was in a high school situation, like which is the person I would go for, and I was like, you know, I went for the loner who hung out in the library, because I was like, that's kind of like the person that I would choose, and then I was like, these are birds!
Right, okay. Because I was going to say, I never actually played the game. I've only ever seen pictures of it. They are all birds, right?
Yeah, you're a human, they're all birds.
But how?
It's just not, it's not addressed.
Don't ask?
No.
All right.
And also, you live in a cave.
As a human?
Yeah.
But the birds
You're-
live in, like, libraries and universities.
Yeah, yeah. It's really weird. And so, yeah, so I went this whole, like, kind of romance thing, like, taking it really seriously.
And then you
like,
went,
romance.
why am I focusing so much on this bird?
And this is a spoiler, so don't listen to this if you, like, intend on playing that game or what have you. Spoiler alert for Hatterful Boyfriend. But, like, the bird that I ended up choosing turned out to be dead, and it was a ghost bird, and I was romancing his ghost who was trapped in the library because like he died in a bad way or something like that, and it was so weird.
But in that scenario, I would argue that being a person...
But my love set him free.
Oh, that's nice. But being a person, the best possible outcome in a world of birds is that you would fall in love with a ghost bird, so that you don't ultimately need to have sex with a bird. All right, we're gonna leave it there. Have you ever had sex with a bird? Let us know in the comments. And what characters do you like to romance in video games? Do you plan it out? And who do you wish you could have romanced and haven't? And while you're on the internet, check out Good Game on Facebook, YouTube, and iView. Want to meet fellow Pocketeers? Then join the Pocketeers Facebook group and Steam group. You can follow Good Game on Twitter at Good Game TV. Follow Pocket at NichBoy, at Pierre, at GG, at Monkey, and at Samgi. She's at Hexsteph. There are links to everything I just said in the description below. Today's Thing of the Day graphic was sent in by James Clumps. James was one of our Thing of the Day winners from last week. You send the bar high, Clumps. So if you've made a thing, please send it in. And also tonight, Good Game is on.
Yes, we have Homefront the Revolution in
Yes.
the show, and also Doom, which is quite bloody.
Indeed. And Goose also has an indie profile. So that's 8:30 p.m. on ABC2, but you already know that. Now, speaking of shows of the Good Game variety, normally on Friday we will be doing an Ask Pocket, but on Friday I'll be interviewing a dev of Overwatch. So we're moving Ask Pocket to Wednesday. You're gonna get some Wednesday asks. And today being Tuesday means I need your asks today. So please send them in to me on Twitter with the hashtag AskPocket, or you can put them in the comments below. All right, that's it for today's episode of Pocket My Pocketeers. Until tomorrow, Nick, bye.
Hex out. So someone contacted me on Twitter. It was like, I think I've been playing Counter-Strike with you on Steam. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. And then they linked me to a profile and a whole chat log in which I said, I hope you get cancer. And I was like, why would you think that was me?
I was about to say,
They were like, I don't know, is it you? And I was like, no.
I thought it was you, up
what
to the
kind
point
of-
where you said that because you said it linked to a chat log where I said, I think you have, I hope you have cancer.
Well, like it said Hexsteph.
So it's
right?
someone, right.
And they've used all of my profile stuff from my Twitter
Oh,
page and stuff
that
like
is
that.
so sneaky.
So just so you know, I'm not out there playing like CSGO
Just
with randoms,
saying
smack
hateful
talking them
things.
and then saying I hope you get cancer. That's not something that I do. I'm a
Probably
lovely
budget.
person. It's probably budget.
It is, it's definitely budget.
And Bida just says sick one.